friends, and welcome to our 14th episode of FinWiz the Fridays Fire Chat. I hope you would have listened to our previous episode where we had discussed about the difference between savings and investments. If not, you will find the link in the description below. Do definitely have a look at that. What we had discussed in our previous episode is what is savings all about. Income minus expenses is savings. Predominantly, most often, what a person does is as soon as he earns an income, let's say he has an income of about 100 rupees. As soon as he gets the income, he will take care of his day-to-day requirements. Your monthly expenses say is about 60 rupees. You have taken care of all your immediate needs, and what you are left with, typically 40 rupees in our example, is what we call as savings or surplus or disposable income. Now, what are you going to do with this surplus is effectively channelize it to different investment products. That's what we refer to as investments. Now, before we take our discussion ahead further, I had a couple of queries coming in from many of our viewers. I thought let me discuss about that with a small analogy, especially when we are saying that income minus expense is saving. Now, how we can probably make it much more better in a much more smarter way. Let me say, just for example, say, I have a bottle of water here, but the bottle is not full. There is only half of the bottle filled with water. Yeah, for the most optimistic people over here, you will not say that half bottle is empty. Rather, you will say half of the bottle is filled with air. Absolutely fine. The question is, let's say there is a hole beneath. There is a hole beneath in this water bottle. I want to fill this bottle with water fully. How do I do that? If you have a hole beneath, you obviously see that a water is draining out. But still, if you want to fill this with water fully, how can you do so? Think about it. Give me your very, very smart answers in the chat box below, in the comment section. Now, a couple of you will say that probably what you need to do is you need to plug the hole here and then fill it with water. Perfectly fine. That's option one. Option two, some of you would say that, sir, you need to hold it reverse. So what would happen? The hole comes on the top and now you can comfortably fill it, or either fill it and then turn it upside down. Couple of you who are probably having an engineering mindset or a science guys will say that the force with which you put the water in should be far greater than the force with which water goes out so that the water can be filled. But it's not necessary that it would always stay. Couple of you will probably also give me an answer saying that, boss, change the bottle. If there is a hole beneath, why are you holding it? Change the bottle, right? Fantastic. So I am sure you would have given all clever answers. Now, why is it that I have brought in this analogy? How is it related to finance? Right? If you ask this question and think deep about it, what we are talking about water coming in is income, and the water which is going out is expense. Do we have a control on our expenses? Can you plug it completely? May not. Maybe you will have a control on your discretionary expenses and might not be on your non-discretionary expenses. It's not probably always possible to block the hole, to fill it fully. The other option, as somebody would say, is maybe pour the water in with a greater force. What I'm talking about pouring the water in is about income. So probably you should look at increasing your income or income streams. Not always in our hands. The HR guy has to have some mercy on us and give us good appreciation, good increments, good promotion probably. Or what you will do, you will look at changing the bottle, which is maybe should I change my job? Should I look at an alternate career option, or maybe a different company who will respect me for my capabilities and talent and give me a much better package? Or when I'm saying changing the bottle, it is not always about income again. It is also to do with expense. So probably can I alter my expense pattern? Maybe I am spending on certain things which I will have to change the way I am looking at those kind of expenses, different location or different kind of expense ways. All this I am very sure you're smart enough to find your way out. One of the other ways that you told me is, why don't you tilt the bottle upside down, right? So that the hole is up and the water is not going out. Now, what do I relate to in this technique is that the right way to create wealth. Even Warren Buffett has quoted this in very, very famous statement saying that income minus expense equal to saving is a formula for a common man. But if you really want financial abundance in your life, then your formula has to be income minus savings equal to expenses. So you should save enough money aside for all your requirements, your goals, your aspirations in the future. And then what is left around, you should look at how do I manage my lifestyle within this. That would be a smarter way if you want financial abundance in your life. Yes. Delayed gratification is one of the most important discipline that you need to have to create that kind of financial abundance. Now, if you think very deeply, when it comes to investment, why people invest? Do you invest? Do you have the habit of investment? If you do have the habit of investment, go ahead and comment in the section, what is your holy purpose? Why do you invest? And most of you will go ahead and giving the answer that I want the money to grow. Why should your money grow? Sir, I want returns. How much returns? Do you have an answer? And can that be a very static answer, a standard answer? I am very sure if you go ahead and ask 100 different people about how much returns do they expect, you will get 1,000 different answers. Everybody will have different expectations. So there is nothing very standard. And if I ask you why your money should grow, all of us expect our income to grow, our money should grow. But if you think deep why, not always you will get an answer. Couple of you will say that, sir, I don't have requirement as of now. I have taken care of all my expenses. So whatever is left behind, let me put it aside somewhere so that if there is a requirement tomorrow, I can use it. Absolutely right, my dear friends. If you think deep about from where did we get the habit of investing, I'm very sure you do have a habit of investing, be it less or more, that's okay. But where did we get the habit of investing? You will say that maybe your parents taught. Now, who taught your parents? Your grandparents. Now, who taught your grandparents? So you will probably say our forefathers passed on the habit of investment. Now, the question I have for all of you is, forefathers, all that will go on, boss. But somebody should have taught the human being what is the purpose of investment. Why do we invest? Think about it very deeply. You will definitely, finally come upon this answer because you would have seen it at home also. It is that small creature, the chota, the small black creature, very hard-working creature, especially in the summer, you will find takes small quantity of food around to its den and stores it. What does it do? Yes, I am referring to the ant. I am referring to the ant, and most often we have heard that you have to save like the ant. What does the ant do? It makes hay when the sun shines, as a very, very famous proverb goes. The ant keeps the food aside on a sunny day so that on a rainy day, it doesn't need to go around looking for food, right? So that's why we save and invest for a rainy day. Yes, the holy purpose of investment is in case tomorrow I have a requirement. I don't have the income, but I do have an expense. How do I take care of that? On a rainy day, for any contingency purposes, how do I take care of that? So if I don't set aside my surplus money, what I have today, for any requirement that I have in the future, I will not have any money to spend to take care of that. Most often, if you look at when I'm talking about contingency or exigency situations, at a little later stage in a different episode, we will talk much more deeper about it. It is not always an emergency. I might have requirements. We did have in the recent past COVID hitting hard on many people, wherein they did have a job, but the salaries were cut, the incomes were cut, even if they are professionals, even if you are looking at doctors, not all the doctors could go open the clinic and have a practice. Not all the doctors could go to the OT and operate, so their incomes were also affected, even in a period like COVID, which was very recent past. So income had dropped substantially, but expenses were still there. So how will it take care of that? For that, we need to create a contingency account. This is what even countries do. They have reserves, forex reserves. You would have heard about it, yes. And even corporates, big corporates, however big the corporate is or small a company is, they will have reserves and surplus to take care of their working capital requirement or to go ahead for any future expansion. So they will create a reserves and surplus account. You will definitely find this in a balance sheet of many companies. Similarly, as a human being, we need to have a contingency account to take care of our expenses on a rainy day. I'm sure you would have had some good insights on the purpose of investment. Please do share in the comment section what you loved the most of what you heard in this episode of FinWiz the Fridays Fire Chats, and you want these thoughts to be shared amongst your friends and colleagues. Do go ahead and share this after liking the video, and do subscribe to our channel to discuss on more such insightful thoughts in our next few episodes to come on savings and investments. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Have an insightful week ahead.